And that kickoff goes through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Jordan, we're really known as QBU in the state of Arizona, and you and I have covered recruiting here for, heck, you are 10 plus years. I've done it for about 7 to 8. But and yes, we have amazing quarterbacks, but how about the kickers? To me, that's been the most impressive thing about the state of Arizona. The kicking and punting games are amazing. We got kickers that can easily boot 50 plus yarders out here, him being no different.
The starting lineups in tonight's game is brought to you by Sanderson Ford. This is Sanderson Ford country. And you look at what Cactus Shadows is doing on offense. A lot of experience at the quarterback position. Also, a bunch of seniors up front as well. As the snap goes on the turf right away, Dixon picks it up. And he gets just outside of the end zone and throws it away. Near disaster there. Trace Carroll's trying to see if he can get a safety call on that one.
Yeah, I believe Dixon went outside the tackle box and threw it past the line of scrimmage out of bounds, which will not warrant a safety intentional grounding call there. Our white hat, Scott Hansen in the back there. Good shot of Scott. Another NAU alum out here, and he's honestly one of the best. This is one of the best officiating crews in the state of Arizona.
And as we look at this defense for Chaparral as well, a couple of playmakers out there, Jet Archuleta, Jackson Bowman, two safeties that they really like, as Dixon tries to scurry outside of the pocket, makes his way up to about the 20 before getting taken down.
Yeah, one of those keys, right, is spying the offense in the legs of Donovan Dixon. Always have someone in that second level, Jordan, just kind of watching Donovan as he works, as he climbs his way into the pocket. That's a great job by the Firebirds defense to just manage no gain or minimal game on that second down.
And the Chaparral defensive coordinator, Sal Coletto, came from Desert Mountain last year. Perhaps the best performance against Donovan Dixon this year came against Desert Mountain, and there's a lot of crossover stylistically with how these defenses play. So 3rd and 9 from the 21. Dixon in the shotgun. He'll drop back, let it rip, finds his receiver just past the first down marker, as that will move the chains. Good conversion there.
Yeah, number 10, Brock Cashin, doing a good job of finding the sticks, Jordan, and the soft spot in the zone. Donovan Dixon putting it only where his receiver can grab it, but really, truly, for a sophomore receiver to find that spot past the sticks is a smart play.
Run here, short gain. And that is Cooper Konopowski, the Pinnacle transfer in his 4th game of the season. And Cactus Shadow's going to hurry things up. Right back to Konopowski. And another stop by that Chaparral defensive line.
Yeah, linebackers are doing a good job of flowing through the A and B gap as well right there. Luke Lang, the senior linebacker, kind of just spilling on the weak side there, Jordan, getting first contact with the running back, setting up a 3rd and 6. So those linebackers active early in this football game.
3rd and 7 here. As Dixon will get the snap, finds a man over the middle again. That was Cashin for his 2nd reception of the day, 2nd first down conversion as well.
This is just good pre-snap formation here. They're 3-by-1 set, one to the boundary here. Cashin just working that in cut. Once again, past the sticks. I loved how he just went vertical on the defensive back, so he's in a bail cover 3rd technique there. So he gets him on those heels, and then a sharp angle cut right past it for a first down. Cashin, sophomore receiver, been pretty impressive here back-to-back drives.
One might say the Falcons have cashed in.
There you go, Jordan.
So
there you go.
Oh, we're already burning the good puns.
I love it.
Here we go. As there is a quick pass there, and play is blown up right away. Fumble right along the sideline, and the ref has called that it remains Cactus Shadows ball. That is Jackson Bowman with the big hit.
It's a great play by Jackson Bowman. Just a quick RPO screen there. They're getting numbers 2v2. And you got to make a for sure tackle there, because if you don't, he has all the field in the world on that right side to work up with. Nice tackle by the junior defensive back, Jackson Bowman.
2nd and 14 here for Cactus Shadows, as Dixon is four receivers out there. He's looking left, rolling left. Avoids a tackle and gets some positive yardage and then some very close to the first down. Looks like they got over the first down mark again. So it's been first and second long for a couple times here for Cactus Shadows, and yet they're still able to convert.
And this is cheat code here because you see Luke Lane coming from a boundary blitz. He evades the running back that's in a max pass pro set, almost hunts down Dixon from behind for what would be a monster sack. But Donovan Dixon, his escapability, Jordan, is so darn good. That's why I said in pregame, you know, when you talk about him being an NAU commit, I said he's a great fit. Really and truly, he'd be a great fit for any college program because of that elusiveness. He is so special when he takes off and runs.
First and 10 from the Chaparral 39. Shap shows pressure. Konopowski. Excuse me, that was Caden Bowen with the short gain there.
And they brought the house. I mean, it seemed like a free-for-all up the A-gap right there. Shap's bringing some serious heat, and nice tackle by the Firebirds front seven there. Set up a 2nd and 10 situation.
So we've seen quite a few times Chaparral get in favorable positions here, only for Cactus Shadows to convert a 2nd and long, a 3rd and long, as they're looking, Shap is looking to close the door on this Cactus Shadows drive. Dixon, the senior here, gets the ball, quick pass over to Trey Peck, who rolls to the outside, makes a cut inside, then back out, right, walking the tightrope inside the 10-yard line, and the Millennium transfer makes a big impact with his first catch.
There he is right there. I watched Trey Peck play last year at Millennium, Jordan, and he was phenomenal. He's one of the best separators out of the slot receiver, but also when he gets his hands there. So just a quick hitch in that inside slot, makes the first man miss, and his just speed, that 1-2 cut, that vision, he gets north, and that kid is phenomenal. He has instantly become one of Cactus Shadow's top playmakers on this offensive side of the ball. Only 2 games in for him.
Our red zone sponsor in tonight's game is Phillips Law Group. Everything you need to win, including a Phillips. All right, so 8 yards out from pay dirt for Cactus Shadows. As Wade goes in motion, flag on the play.
Dead ball, offsides against the Firebirds.
Offsides penalty on the Firebirds. So that's going to move Cactus Shadows even closer. Half the distance, so 1st and goal from the 4. And this might be a situation where you see Cooper Konopowski, they give to the running back, and he finds his way into the end zone.
Cooper Konopowski takes it in.
So a short score there for the Cactus Shadows running back. And man, you can see how dangerous this Falcons offense is, hitting on all cylinders here early.
Got a tremendous block from their center, 55, Peyton Wells, the senior, 6'5", 285. He was able to hook his defensive tackle in. That really set up off the guard on the left side there, and they punched it in. Really nice drive by the Falcons there, Jordan. I thought it was nice pace, and they moved the ball on a couple of 3rd downs there. And Cactus Shadows strike first here tonight.
Will Torrey there with the extra point to make it 7-0. And Cactus Shadows here rolling on that opening drive. We'll see what the Firebirds do to answer. Cactus Shadows had an impressive first drive here to open their game against Chaparral. Cody Cameron alongside Jordan Ham. The Falcons leading 7-0. And Cody, let's see how Chaparral responds with their first drive.
Yeah, like Trace Carroll, the head football coach, year number 1 for Coach Carroll, said in our pregame meeting, Jordan said, hey, we're young, but we're going to play fast, we're going to play aggressive. That's what they did in that drive. A couple of those situations, Jordan, where I thought, hey, they made really nice plays, put Cactus Shadows in a 2nd and 3rd and long situations. But Donovan Dixon answered, and he did it with, sophomore wide receiver Brock Cashin. Once again, Cashin doing a great job of getting routes past the sticks. A couple 3rd down conversions there. But I mentioned this before we went to break. I thought it was a really nice, comfortable drive. I've seen Cactus Shadows football kind of get a little ahead of themselves, get too carried away, trying to get so many plays under 15 seconds. I'd say 20 seconds to go on the play clock. Sometimes you go too fast that you're not on the same page. Hey, they huddled a couple of times. Hey, they made sure everybody was on the same page in their pass protection. That stuff matters. I credit a lot of that stuff to a couple of reasons. One, having Donovan Dixon, but how about having Coach Bellis? Steve Bellis, who hasn't coached in the state of Arizona for quite some time, Jordan. He's back in here as an assistant role overseeing that offense. And Chris Dixon, the head coach at Cactus Shadows, he spoke volumes about having Coach Bellis and someone of his pedigree overseeing the offense like that. It just creates more stability, and it makes the offense 10 times better when you have someone like that overseeing it.
Will Torrey going to kick off here for Cactus Shadows. Jace Wilson, the do-it-all running back, deep to return for Chaparral. Kick is away. Wilson will take it at about the 2, trying to find a seam, but gets swallowed up just past the 15. And Lexi Lambert, we're going to send it down to her.
Yes, guys, I'm down here on the field with the principal and his wife and their 2 lovely kids. So Christopher has SMA. Can you tell me a little bit what that is?
Yeah, so it's actually spinal muscular atrophy, and it basically weakens muscles over time without treatment. Today, we're very lucky that there are multiple treatments for the disease because of fundraising efforts, but obviously there's still no cure. Christopher walks with crutches and braces on his feet because his legs just aren't as strong. Our daughter Emily actually also has SMA, but because of early treatment and diagnosis, she's shown no symptoms, which is incredible.
That is so incredible. And so you guys have a fundraiser coming up this Saturday.
Yeah.
It's a car wash put on by your own school. What does that mean to you to have the support of the Booster Club, the school as a whole?
It's something we've always looked for in a school, whether we're sending our kids there or working there. My wife is a teacher also, so we're always looking for a community that's supportive, and it's just great to have a football team and a school that wants to do these sorts of things for us.
And can you tell me a little bit about the event that's happening?
Yeah, so it's a fundraising car wash. The football team is going to be out there getting their workout in on a Saturday, washing all those cars. And all the funds raised go directly to Cure SMA, which has programs and raises funds for research. And also the football boosters are matching donations, which is incredible.
That is amazing. And Christopher, how does it feel to be out here watching football at your dad's school and seeing all the boys out there?
Good.
It's so much fun. Do you love football? Is that your favorite sport?
It's my second favorite.
Okay, what's your first? What's your first?
Soccer.
Oh, fellow soccer player here. I love that answer. Thank you so much, guys. And I can't wait for the car wash, and I hope you guys raise lots of money.
Thank you so much.
Back to you guys.
All right, great stuff there. Lexi. Chaparral facing a 3rd and 10. Ryan Trokey, a lot of time as he gets a short completion off to Ryan O'Shaughnessy. And he gets taken down, and that's going to move the chains.
Hey, how about that offensive line, Jordan? Trokey had a year and a half to throw that football. Went over every single option, and he steps up, hits the drag route that actually went all the way across the field because he had so much time. And the Firebirds picking up the first down here to keep drive number 1 alive.
So we saw that a couple times with Cactus Shadows. Now we're seeing it with Chaparral. Trokey gets the snap, gives to Wilson. Wilson swallowed up right away by this Cactus Shadows defense. Clayton Path delivers the finishing blow right there.
Yeah, how about him? He's a sophomore linebacker, too. We had so much talk about Chaparral having some young players. But right there, the sophomore linebacker, number 40, getting his nose in the trough right there. Good form tackle, driving his feet through contact. First tackle for loss here. And Cactus Shadows in the first 2 downs on that previous series, too. Getting active in that backfield early on.
2nd down and 12, 5:17 left here in the first quarter. Trokey in the shotgun, Wilson with him in the backfield. Mangini in motion. And they'll look Mangini's way. And called incomplete there. Bang, bang play, but not able to connect.
And he had some turf if he caught that in stride as well. Cactus Shadows kind of lingering that deep safety and really close in the box. He can't be deeper than 8 to 10 yards on a lot of those plays. So kind of just playing some man coverage, some inner Rob cover 1 stuff. But on the outside, it is locked up, man. They are daring the freshman quarterback to throw the ball. But a freshman quarterback that Trace Carroll has been very, very pleased with in a couple of games that he has started.
Trokey now facing a 3rd and 12. Mangini in motion. Sees some pressure, gets the throw off. Short completion. That was to O'Shaughnessy.
Well, the Falcons aren't hiding what they're doing in the secondary at all, Jordan. They are in cover 1 or cover 0 all day. Nice pitch and gets there just short of the sticks. Cactus Shadows doing a good job of keeping everything in front of them. I feel like that is going to be a common theme throughout here. The Falcons are going to bring some serious heat in this one.
Braden Baker back to punt for Chaparral. James Wade, one of the return men, as well as Colin Godfrey back there as well for Cactus Shadows. As Baker gets that past midfield, Cactus Shadows bounce, and they're able to down it at about the 42-yard line. The Cactus Shadows 42. Don't miss a down of CW college football Saturday. First, it's an ACC showdown with SMU at Wake Forest, followed by our Pac-12 game of the week, Toledo at Washington State. Coverage begins Saturday morning at 9 here on CW7 Arizona.
How about that? The CW's had some incredible college football matchups this year, man. And they get in Wazoo. Wazoo, Coach Rogers is a Hamilton alum. How about that? Came over from South Dakota State. He was at South Dakota State for years. And then he got the promotion heading to Pullman and brought over his whole South Dakota State staff.
That's national champion.
Big time FCS.
As Dixon drops back plenty of time, makes an adjustment, and hits Cashin again. Incomplete, excuse me.
Incomplete pass, but did you see Dixon telegraphing and pretty much pointing to his receiver? Watch this, going in, okay, doesn't like the hitch and go, come back. Have the comeback here, puts it on a rope. Yes, an incomplete pass, but you just see that is so good right there, throwing your wide receiver open. I just read an article, actually, or Jody Jackson, her son Connor Acklery, talking about the college level, throwing your wide receiver open instead of just throwing to the open receiver at high school. Donovan Dixon's already doing that. He's so impressive.
As Dixon flips it, about a 5 or 6 yard gain before a big hit by Chaparral.
Yeah, very simple speed option into the boundary. Just a numbers game. You're not going to block the end guy. He's going to be your pitch guy. Nice pitch relationship. Didn't catch it cleanly. Running back there, number 20, Colin Peters, but nice stock block on the outside. And regardless, they pick up 6 to be in a 3rd and manageable situation.
And really, they've had some impressive 3rd down conversions. They have not had this good of a setup at 3rd and 4. As Dixon, right at about midfield, man in motion, they'll throw it over to him. Makes a cut on the inside, scampers his way past the 1st down marker. That was Colin Peters again out of the backfield to get the 1st down.
Yeah, nice shifty moves. Usually when you break back inside on a defense like that, it's called the kill shots for the inside backer, but he was able to cut against the grain, made a few Chaparral Firebird defenders miss, and he picks up yet another 1st down. That is 4 3rd down conversions now, only midway through the 1st quarter for these Falcons.
Konopowski back in at running back, and Cody, like you mentioned earlier, another huddle situation. Cactus Shadows really controlling this clock as they have a 1st down from the Chaparral 45.
I guess I blame myself on that, Jordan, because I said time possession needs to be won by Shap. I think Cactus Shadows had my keys to the game, said, watch this, Cody.
Dixon looking deep, throwing deep, just a little past the reach of Trey Peck there.
So they're going to move Peck all around, but in that 3-by-1, he is going to be your middle slot receiver, and they love that matchup because it puts Chaparral in a bind. Okay, do you put a secondary player over him and just kind of try to go cover 5, have an under guy, and then an over-the-top guy trying to rob, or you're going to put a space flat guy out there? The problem with doing that, those couple of things, is it's just going to open up so much more of the run game and some of the underneath games. But Trey Peck is electrifying, so if they put 2 guys over there, it's almost like you must do that.
And Dixon always a threat to tuck and run as well. So a lot that they need to manage here as they go. Quick pass to Daphnis, breaks a tackle, cuts his way on the inside.
And we have a fumble.
He fumbles it. Chaparral signaling that they got it, but we'll see if the gentlemen in stripes do. They do confirm it. Big turnover there by the Chaparral defense.
It looks like big 5-0 jumps on the ball. Jake Nicholas. He's the junior defensive lineman coming out there with the game. He's going to say a nice job by Chaparral's defense of running up to the ball and stripped right there by the outside linebacker. Looking at, looks like number 31 with the strip. That's Eden Edwards, the senior defensive end, getting his left paw on the ball to jar that ball loose. And to me, Jordan, it was like a have-to-have-it fumble right there. Yeah, it's only 7-0, but the whole game momentum was all over Cactus Shadows. Big play by the home team. Nice job by the Firebirds defense.
Jake Nicholas wears number 50. You know who else wore number 50 at Chaparral?
Hit me.
Trace Carroll.
Oh, let's go.
He awarded that number to Jake for how he played in the offseason. Really loves what he does on and off the field. As Hegg gets the carry, picks up a couple. And we are going to go down to Lexi Lambert with some Chaparral students on the field.
Yes, I'm down here with some CHAP students, but they're not any CHAP students. They are the president, the leader of the Bird Cage, which is their student section. Can you tell me a little bit about the Bird Cage? Because you guys are unique.
Yeah, no, we're the best student section in the state, no doubt about it. A lot of huge tradition. You can go back years upon years, and you're going to see a huge tradition of the Bird Cage.
And tell me about these gentlemen next to you in their lovely suits.
Yeah, no, so they're our prospects. They're juniors this year. They're going to lead it next year. We kind of pass it down. It's tradition. It's my guy Stone, Hunter right here, and they're awesome. They're our guys.
Okay, guys, tell me, how does it feel to be inheriting this legacy?
I think it's awesome, and I can't wait for next year to be able to get the student section going off and doing all the assemblies and stuff.
Okay, you have a lot of big shoes to fill is what I've heard. And then are you guys going to be kicking later?
We are, yes ma'am, yeah.
Okay. We'll keep our eyes out for that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Back to you.
All right, thanks, Lexi. Chaparral facing a 3rd and 10 as Wilson's in motion. Trokey gets it off to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy trying to make a couple cuts, spins, and he got that first down. Man, he looked dead to rights about 6 yards prior, but he is able to move the chains.
Yeah, a little jailbreak screen right there. Nice job set up. Heck, Cactus Shadows flat defender just flew right past that. But look at the extra bodies pushing him past the sticks, and they mark him over midfield to pass first. We are not done with the Firebird, or by the Bird Cage, by the way. I got like 15 questions about the Bird Cage for other Shap alums sitting next to me, Jordan Ham.
Trokey on the keeper, finds some space all the way up to the 38-yard line for the first down, and big man. Oh, excuse me, that was Max Wagner coming in, the senior.
Yeah, how about the senior quarterback cutting against grain right there? He makes one more defender miss, and he might be gone. He kind of snuck in there right there to relieve Trokey for a little midline read option.
Wagner still out there, the senior. It's Cruz Keith far side. Wilson in the backfield with Wagner. Wagner gonna go to his left. Short gain before he gets pushed out of bounds.
How about that, man? A little quarterback power into the boundary, and they had a quick little motion to try to get a seal block on the outside by one of the Trips wide receivers. And we'll see Max Wagner sparingly here, like you mentioned. Brings a little bit more dual threat ability, a bigger body quarterback, 6'2", 190, and just a little bit more, especially with the addition of their running back too. I say the addition, but I should say the spring of the running back who's been so talented all season long for those Firebirds.
We're inside a minute, 2nd and 6, as Wagner's still out there. And guess again, he's going to run another short gain. Going to set up a 3rd and short. We'll see if the play gets off before the quarter ends.
Yeah, sticking to that left side and running behind the big sophomore tackle, Trent Dunn, 6'6", 240. Using him to work to the second level. Wagner is picking his spot right behind him.
So we've seen the battering ram offense with Wagner. We'll see if they mix things up. It looks like Chaparral's going to let the clock run to 0 here at the end of the first quarter. And Cactus Shadows leading 7-0 here. And a very back-and-forth quarter so far.
A good momentum swing. A nice forced fumble by the Firebirds defense. And now they're rolling as they look to enter the Cactus Shadows red zone.
So we knew this was going to be a competitive matchup. It's been that way so far. Plays being made on both sides of the ball by both teams. Make sure to stick it here for the second quarter.
The Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona is brought to you by Chapman Automotive Group. Visit chapmanaz.com. Desert Financial Credit Union. We believe in contributing to the community and our members. And Phillips Law Group. Everything you need to win, including a Phillips.
Welcome back to the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown here on CW7 Arizona, getting set for the second quarter with Cactus Shadows up 7-0. But before we get back to the action, let's take a look around Arizona with some flag football highlights throughout the week, starting at Gilbert High School, rolling out to her left and delivering a dime. Gilbert routs Liberty 44-0 to keep their magical start to the season alive. Then we head on down the road. Gilbert Christian in a close game against Ben Franklin. You see the 17-yard touchdown here secures a 10-7 victory for Gilbert Christian. Guys, back to you up in the Santan Ford broadcast booth.
Hey, thanks, Spurge. Max Wagner here on third down. Trucks it yet again right at the marker. We'll see if they call that a conversion or not.
How about Wagner? We mentioned his frame before he went into quarter break, but just a bigger body quarterback at 190, and he's coming downhill. That is his fourth carry in about 5 plays, and right now he is picking up some serious yards. And of course it's fourth down territory here, and I mean, him or Wilson, who's getting the ball, either or, but I think you keep it in Max Wagner's hands here.
4th and 1 from the Cactus Shadows 30. Wagner gives it to Wilson. He gets the first down and then some, makes a cut up to about the 15-yard line. Big 4th down conversion by their big-time playmaker, Jace Wilson.
Yep, pick your poison right there. And Wilson, full head of steam, one cut, bounce, nice job getting north. Like I said, Trace Kell, head coach at Chaparral, loves this kid. He says there's their workhorse, and he's primarily a huge production of their offense. Wilson picked up a Division I offer from NAU a couple weeks ago, and look for other schools to follow suit because this kid's legit.
Our Red Zone sponsor in tonight's game is Phillips Law Group. Everything you need to win, including a Phillips. Wagner going up the middle again. Another just 5-6 yard pickup by the senior QB stepping in.
A nice setup by the Firebirds offensive staff as well. That time they flank out Wilson, pre-snap motion. Inside backers, their eyes tend to drift, or they got to shoot flat and cover that. Either way, it frees up some space. Good blocking from that left side and picking up 4 yards on that first down.
2nd and 6, 13 yards away from the end zone. It's Wagner in the shotgun. He'll take it again up the middle. Just a physical runner, but a good tackle there up front by Cactus Shadows.
And I love the way that mesh point's working, because you got to practice this a ton. They're going as long as possible until Wagner pulls it and goes north. But a lot of times, especially when a quarterback isn't starting a game, that mesh point isn't all the way there. Now enters back in true QB1 in the start of the game, Ryan Trokey, but really, really good plays and series led by that senior quarterback, Max Wagner.
Yeah, showing a lot of different looks here. This Chaparral offense. Trace Carroll, the primary play caller for Chaparral, mixing it up here. Trokey drops back. Good protection there. Over to Wilson, who brings it in for the score. And the big-time playmaker, Jace Wilson, hauls in the touchdown from the freshman, Ryan Trokey.
Yeah, tremendous play calling there from Chaparral and fantastic execution by the players. They were working an open wheel into the boundary. What this does, it puts the force flat defender it pretty much just puts him in a stick. Wilson blows past him. Trokey puts the ball right in his chest, and a big answer right there, led by the defensive fumble to start for the Firebirds, and a great offensive drive. Jace Wilson, the junior tailback, puts the points on the board.
Not only is Wilson the leading rusher on the team, he's the leading receiver, as that extra point is up and good to tie it. That is his 6th touchdown reception on the year for Jace Wilson.
And that is versatile right there. It means is he doesn't have to come off the field. You know, when he's really your best pass catcher out there, put him anywhere. Put him in the slot. You can utilize pre-snap motion. That's a really, really good job. And that it's also spelling quarterbacks like that is not the easiest thing to do. That is a tremendous job by senior quarterback Max Wagner to drive that down the field and then to finish. The freshman quarterback Ryan Trokey put the ball on the money right there on that pass play.
So great response there by Chaparral to force the turnover, and then they are able to turn that into points. Mixing things up with Max Wagner, and then Trokey finds Wilson as this opening kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback. The NASCAR Championship is coming to Phoenix November 1st, and no one takes you around the track like Devin Henry. Tomorrow you can catch his show, Sport of Speed, right after the Arizona Daily here on CW7 Arizona. It all starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Devin Henry, the GOAT of NASCAR.
It is unbelievable, his knowledge on the track, on the football field as well. He does so much here for Sports 360 AZ, for CW7. Does a tremendous job with whatever he's covering on a given day or night.
I sent him one Formula One series text, and I thought he was going to fight me. Never again. Only NASCAR for Devin Henry. I loved it.
All right, Donovan Dixon back in the saddle as he fires it to the outside, but not able to handle it for the short incompletion.
Football is such a game of momentum, and right now, after that pendulum was swinging totally all on Cactus Shadow's side, hey, right now, Chaparral's feeling if this defense can stop, especially get a 3-and-out against an offense that we don't have the stats here of how many 3-and-outs Cactus Shadows has had. I don't know, under Donovan Dixon, but it is a very, very small amount.
I would not guess many. As Dixon has 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Man in motion there. He gives it to Konopowski, who makes his way up to the 30. And the physical runner just goes right up the gut to convert a first down.
And there's so much talk of Donovan Dixon, and rightfully so. He's one of the best players in the state of Arizona. But his offensive line has done such a great job this season. One of those guys, Carter Boggs, senior offensive tackle, 6'5", 272. He is a mauler out there. And then the other guard, Riley Bauman, 6'4", 275. Those guys are absolute road graders out there for the Falcons.
Dixon takes the low snap, drops back. He's looking. He's going to air it out. And he is going to connect. And that was Kalen Conley on the catch.
What an incredible throw from Dixon. Jordan, we have watched a lot of high school football. I'm not saying he is this player, but who did that deep ball remind you of?
That looked like Devin Dampier to me.
Devin Dampier or a Damon Williams, just so comfortable. I mean, that through the air, Jordan, is about a 40, 50-yard bomb. Perfect accuracy. Dixon just absolutely slings it. But I love the Dampier comp, too, because it was one of those players, it was like his recruiting is like, okay, who's really going to cut loose? Obviously, Dixon having opportunities, and so did Dampier. He had the New Mexico one come in. But it was like, this kid is so good. Why aren't the other programs coming? And now Devin Dampier running with one of the top teams in the Big 12 Conference.
Dixon rolls out, sees pressure, throws it off balance, able to make the connection. That was over to Cashin again. He's been the man of the night so far in terms of Dixon's favorite target.
Now, how about the accuracy, too? Trying to elude pressure in his face, takes a shot, and still picks up 8 yards on that first down throw. Heck of a play by Dixon, and you are correct. Brock Cashin right now, go-to target, but also attacking the football. Another trait that sophomores don't really do. Brock Cashin here is showing out in the first half.
Dixon in the shotgun, gives it to Konopowski. Physical run inside the 5. And Chaparral back up against the wall, trying to get physical, and it is just a heavyweight fight when Konopowski is going up against this Chaparral defensive line.
Yeah, and this is where I believe the front five for the Falcons can really impose their will on a smaller Shap defensive unit. But that's why I think, talking to Trace Carroll, that front seven's got to be really, really active and spill through holes to try to get in the backfield.
Play action. Rolling to his right, throws it away. You saw Alex Daphnis in the backfield. You'll see that from time to time. One of their top receivers, you can probably call him a tight end based on his size, but when they get close to the goal line, they love giving him the football in the run game.
Yeah, he had a catch earlier in this football game, made a man miss. And same thing, they have players, you get them the ball, especially in space, they're going to make things happen. Another thing about Daphnis, too, he's a tremendous blocker. So, yeah, you flex him out wide, put him true in the backfield, or even be in that H-back position and lead blocking. He does a good job of getting to the second level and blocking.
Trace Carroll working out his cross trainers, getting that timeout in before Cactus Shadows is able to get the snap off. So they are driving 7-7. We'll see what happens here on the other side. Tonight's drone coverage is brought to you by Sports 360 AZ. For the most complete coverage of high school sports in Arizona, visit sports360az.com. Welcome in to the Santan Ford broadcast booth. And Cody, we've seen a lot out of Donovan Dixon so far, but he got quite the honor here last week.
Yeah, how about the accolades? He's starting to rack that up here, Jordan. I mean, he has all region awards you could think of, and rightly so. But how about this? That 400 total yard performance last week against Notre Dame Prep with 4 touchdowns. Well, guess what? He was awarded the Arizona Cardinals Player of the Week. They had a really, really cool showing out for him. All of his teammates were there. Rob Gilmore, the athletic director, sent me this 2 days ago. Huge shout out to Donovan Dixon, and very well deserved.
And we'll see if they can convert more points here as they are knocking on the door. Dixon coming to the left. Short completion there to Peck, who changes direction and finds the end zone. Cactus Shadows takes the lead 13-7 here with 6:31 left in the half.
This is so well done by Cactus Shadows. Donovan Dixon rolling left, sets his feet, throws an absolute dot to Trey Peck. And look at that. Stops against the grain, makes 2 Chaparral defenders fly past him, and walks in untouched to the house. Trey Peck, the senior wide receiver, Millennium transfer, getting it done in the Falcons offense.
Cactus Shadows extra point is up and good. So 14-7, the Falcons lead now over Chaparral. And man, Trace Carroll told me earlier in the week when talking about Donovan Dixon, he said, we can do everything right defensively, and he could make us wrong. He is that type of playmaker, whether it's in the pass game, in the run game, and we saw that in these first couple drives.
Now, where you historically are going up against a running quarterback, it's naturally hard, but he's not just a running quarterback. Yeah, it's a massive skill set, and yes, it bails out the Falcons offense sometimes on those third down scenarios, but his arm strength is so talented, Jordan. I will go on record right now and say, I love NAU. I love the NAU Lumberjacks. I'm an alum. Donovan Dixon might outplay that, especially with the transfer portal. This kid is so good. I cannot wait to see him in the Big Sky Conference, but this is a superior talent, and yes, he deserves everything coming his way.
All right, kickoff here for Cactus Shadows, gets fielded inside the 5, stumbles, but makes a cut. Has a little bit of space, making a move all the way up to the 40. And that was a great return by C.G. Haig.
Yeah, he's a kid. He's a senior athlete who's just coming back from injury right there. Shows a nice cut. As you see, there's like about 6 or 7 Falcons players coming down of him. He finds the gap, shoots it, and the Firebirds start with good field position here.
The biggest, baddest Bulls and the toughest Cowboys go head-to-head in the PBR Championships from Las Vegas. Hang on tight for all the action Saturday night at 7:30, only on CW7 Arizona.
Hey, that's some pretty serious stuff right there. Zach Elvira, longtime Arizona sports reporter. He's out in Colorado Springs covering the rodeo. Jordan, it is incredible. And Zach actually does an amazing job. They do so many different TV and live hits on Instagram, but just watching his content, that is some legit Bronco and bull riding. I don't know if I'd get on, would you get on a bull? Like if we went up to Buffalo Chip in Cave Creek, where these guys?
Maybe 10 years ago.
Okay, so not current Jordan Ham.
Yeah.
But so
don't know if the back could survive that.
Birdcage Jordan Ham's getting after it.
As that is Mangini on the 7-yard pickup or so. How about you, Cody Cameron?
So I went to Buffalo Chip for the first time when I moved down here, which was about 8 years ago. Saw the size of the bulls and said, I'm good. And I'm from a farm town, too. They actually had, well, for one bull comes out, and the PA guy goes, and coming out is the suicide sirloin. I said, nope, I will not be getting on the suicide sirloin.
Hard pass. Yeah. All right, Trokey here on 2nd down. Gives to Jace Wilson, who, like he launched out of a rocket, picks up the 1st down over midfield.
God, look at that vision, too. It's kind of like a delayed cut, a hesitant cut there, but patience, and then, like you said, just shoots out of a cannon, that acceleration, quick burst. There's a reason why that kid is a Division I talent in the backfield. Only a Junior 2 class of 2027.
1st and 10 from the Cactus Shadows, 46. Trokey will keep it here. Short pickup there.
Wagner Walker for the Firebirds.
Excuse me, that was Wagner sneaking in again.
Wagner brought that one in as well.
There, a junior safety, Tavion Johnson, coming in to put a stick there. That's a good job by Tavion, flying up from that safety spot, filling the alley to make sure Wagner only picked up 3 yards on 1st down.
And Tavion, when you're talking to Chris Dixon, he said most underrated player on the team, guy that probably doesn't get enough credit, but really does things behind the scenes, really leads on this side of the football.
Yeah, long and lengthy defensive back. Most impressive thing there is about 12 yards off the ball, and he reads, reacts quickly to only have Shap get a short gain there.
2nd and 7. Trokey gives to Wilson, who gets eaten up right away. Great play there by Jack Yost.
6'2", 205-pound defensive end, just cutting down the legs of Wilson here. Sheds off that block. Nice job. Showing a nice little violent tendencies of shedding that block off, and a combo tackle there between him and the linebacker. But a lot of juniors, too, starting on this Falcons defense. We're offensively very senior-driven. This defensive group, they got a lot of key players that will come back next season.
And we are inside 4 minutes, 3:48 and counting here in the 1st half. 3rd and 8 for Chaparral. Trokey dropping back. Throws behind his receiver. Flag on the play. That was intended for O'Shaughnessy.
That might be a legal man downfield here, Jordan, but I like the play call, just a mesh concept with the wheel route going to the field side, especially Wilson being such a good pass catcher coming from out of the backfield. It's a nice play design, but unfortunately a Firebird downfield.
Cactus Shadows declines the penalty.
So Cactus Shadows declines that penalty. 4th down. Looks like punt team is coming out for Chaparral. And we are going to see Braden Baker again, as they're set up right at the 44-yard line. 3:36 remaining in this 1st half. Plenty of time for Dixon and Cactus Shadows. Baker hangs it up inside the 20. Favorable bounce, and then rolling right out of bounds, right at about the 7-8 yard line. It's the last race before the championship rolls into Phoenix. Don't miss the NASCAR Xfinity Series playoff live this Saturday from the historic track at Martinsville. Coverage begins at 4 right here on CW7 Arizona. All right, so 92 yards And Cactus Shadows can get another touchdown here right before halftime. And this could be where we see Donovan Dixon's experience really come into play.
And this is a huge drive for the Chaparral defense. Chaparral gets the ball at half. The defense can get a stop here. That is massive heading in the locker room.
Quick screen there, and that is to Alex Daphnis. Daphnis running away from the Shap defenders, eventually gets caught, but huge first down pickup for Cactus Shadows.
Jordan, you mentioned Daphnis in the previous drive. Get a kid like that the ball in space and watch him work. Tremendous perimeter blocking from the Falcons there, including the offense lineman, the right guard and right tackle flying to the field and getting a helmet on a helmet. Look at that tremendous block by number 70, Carter Boggs, the senior captain. Just springs out Daphnis, and he picks up, okay, my math's not good here, partner, but I'm going to go 60-plus yards.
I think that's fair.
Let's
Miles
go.
Cox with the touchdown-saving tackle for Chaparral. All right, so first and 10 from the 26. Just like that, Cactus Shadows moving the ball like crazy. They will go to Cashin. Incomplete.
Partner, I actually blame myself on that because literally talk about broadcasters jerks. Jinx, here I go. Oh, Chaparral, defense, defensively, they just make a stop here. First play, Falcons offense says, no, and we're going to go 60 down, but really nice play design in it, but it's all successful because of those two offensive linemen. Tremendous job of getting out there, springing it, and it kind of shows you not just the size of the Falcons up front, but how about that athleticism? That athleticism on full display up there from the beef.
Yeah, they got out, they got moving. Cactus Shadows moving up the field quickly. Dixon takes the low snap. Chaparral in the backfield immediately. Eden Edwards leading the charge there for the Firebirds.
That's a couple big plays by the senior defensive lineman. Coming untouched right there. And bam, nice job wrapping up, running his feet through contact, bringing him down for a big TFL.
Third down and 12. Clock is ticking. We're up 2:10 left in this first half, and we've seen a lot of action here early on.
Yeah, they're doing a t-shirt toss there, Jordan. I don't think they're going to reach us. Unfortunate. No Chaparral.
There might be some softball players.
Yeah, there we go.
Don't know. All right, Dixon in the empty set. Drops back, rolling to his left. Tucking and running. Good tackle there by Luke Lang. And you talked about him in pregame, what he means to this defense, and a huge play right there containing the elusive Dixon.
Yeah, player to watch, just spying. And Dixon tries to go to that short side, and Luke Lang hunts him down. Heck of a play, because if he does not make that tackle, Dixon's probably still running down that left side. But Luke Lang, I love the aggressiveness that he plays with. Like I said, he's a scrappy kid, but he's one of the most physical football players out on the field tonight, and he shows it right there.
Timeout, Chaparral.
Cactus Shadows.
As it is 1:06 left here in this first half. Following tonight's game, be sure to stick around for Police 24/7, only on CW7 Arizona. Ride shotgun with officers for an inside look at law enforcement on the job. It's unexpected, intense, raw, and always unforgettable. Police 24/7 tonight on CW7 Arizona.
Have you ever done a ride-along?
I have not. I have not had the pleasure.
I think I asked Jody Jackson that on a couple weeks ago, and she either said she did or she's from the state of Florida, and where the original Cops was filmed and originated from. So it was either she had done a ride-along or she did a story on it. Either way, it wouldn't surprise me. I think we should air that, though.
I have not done a ride-along, but I've watched you watch film, and I would also describe it as unexpected, intense, raw, and always unforgettable.
That's
the way you chop up tape, it is a sight to behold.
Where's the laugh cough button so I could stop? Because now George's going to make me laugh all here. I don't even know what to answer. I enjoy it. I love it. It's good. That is absolutely amazing. Speaking of good film, there's a lot of good film going to be put on tonight, man. That's hilarious.
Absolutely, and a huge opportunity here. 4th down and 12 for Cactus Shadows. They're on the Chaparral 28. Empty set for Dixon, getting pressured, rolls to his right, looking downfield, gonna air it out, jump ball, incomplete. A huge stand for Chaparral here late in the first half.
And senior middle linebacker comes down hunting once again. Luke Lang puts a pop on Donovan Dixon to cause that errant pass. I say an errant pass. It was actually still a pretty darn good pass by Dixon, giving a couple receivers the opportunity to go there. But heck of a job. That is an amazing job by Luke Lang. He is firing just head on and attacking right there.
Jet Archuleta and Luke Ugenti in coverage as well to help make sure that goes incomplete. So now Chaparral taking over. About a minute left, just under a minute. See if they can get a score and then get the ball at half. Trokey avoids some pressure, spins out. He's going to tuck and run, takes a hit. Very short gain. And timeout Chaparral.
That's a great job by Chaparral's defense on the drive previously. And now if you're Chap, yes, you want to move down. You have time. You have a couple of timeouts that obviously Trace Carroll is going to utilize right here. But the last thing you want to do, Jordan, is turn over the football there. Trucky's just kind of got to get down. Tuck that football away, too, because Cactus Shadows will be looking to punch that ball out.
Did you miss any part of tonight's game? You'll get a chance to see it all again this Saturday night on CW7 Arizona, which you can see on YouTube TV, Hulu Plus Live, Fubo, Direct Stream, and of course, CW7AZ.com.
Okay, how about this? We have our first text from the audience. I love when coaches and reporters and fans text us during the broadcast. Kyle Morgan.
Hey, love Kyle.
Amazing. He says you guys are always welcome to ride along with us at the fire department. That would be a blast. Our production staff in the truck, if you hear that, I'm thinking a little CW Times firefighter production day. I think that'd be great content. Could pull that at any time. Maybe have Jordan drive the fire truck.
Ooh. Ooh. You do not want to see me try to park that.
Try to U-turn that thing. Look at that.
All right, 2nd and 8, 46 seconds left here in the half. As we will see what route Chaparral tries to go here. Wilson in motion. Trokey dropping back. He's going to air it out, and that is almost picked off. That could have been Jace Wilson's biggest play of the night, and that was defending a potential interception, knocking that away.
Try to say we do not want turnovers right now if you're the Firebirds offense. That's extremely dangerous here. Now with Cactus Shadows having all 3 timeouts left, they get a stop here. They're going to get the ball back plus 2 timeouts. And folks, that is plenty of time for Donovan Dixon to drive down. And not only just get in field goal position, but because of his electrifying arm and Trey Peck, who's going to get downfield pretty quickly, they'll give him time to score.
3rd down and 8, 40 seconds left. As the Cactus Shadows defensive line holds strong there. Big hits. Alex Daphnis, one of those guys in on the hits. And 4th down, so Cactus Shadows calls the timeout, trying to extend this half out a little bit.
And another key point right there is because after the 1st down sack, with Chaparral calling timeout and then a second down incompletion, Cactus Shadows only had to burn 1 timeout there. So you're going to get the ball back probably around the 20 or 30 yard line. And because of Donovan Dixon's throw power plus his ability to utilize the legs and get out of bounds, the Falcons will have that chance to go. But I really got to mention that front 7 for Chaparral. They've been getting after it. And Luke Lang, who's clearly the spy for Dixon, he has been phenomenal in this first half.
Caden Parker was the one who delivered that first hit for Cactus Shadows to make it 4th down. And now Chaparral going to need a good punt from Braden Baker, as they are Cactus Shadows putting out a couple return men. That's James Wade and Colin Godfrey back there, 2 dynamic playmakers for the Falcons. Baker launches it. Takes a Cactus Shadows bounce back up to about their own 44-yard line. So plenty manageable. 24 seconds remaining in the half.
Yeah, we're gonna probably get some routes towards the sidelines, but it is high school football. You get a first down, that clock will stop to set the chains. And Cactus Shadows has 2 timeouts. So really, Jordan, all the field is to your disposal. If you hit one of those long shots, call a timeout. Get water, regroup. Totally fine. Don't have to waste any time. It's a good situation here for the Falcons offense.
So Cactus Shadows at their own 44-yard line. Plenty of time. Empty set for Dixon. Low snap, but he's able to handle it. Quick decision there. Incomplete pass on the far side of the field.
Great coverage by senior corner Miles Cox. 6 foot, 160-pound, staying right hip pocket there. Talking to Coach Carroll, he said this is our best defensive back, especially at corner. Miles Cox making that throw really tough, kind of closing on the window.
19 seconds remain here in this first half. Couple more shots that Cactus Shadows can take if they want to try to extend this lead. Again, Chaparral getting the ball after halftime. So pretty important drive here as we are coming to a close. As Dixon looks to take it himself, gets to the outside, couple of yards, but gets out of bounds. 13 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Firebirds defense legit in tiers right there. Pretty much levels. Had your front guys. Then that second wave was a mix of just corners about 10 yards back, and then 3 safeties, so to speak, back there. But those corners, they weren't bailing. So Miles Cox read that quarterback keeper. Dixon tried to bounce it outside. There's nowhere to go. Miles Cox and a brigade of defensive players working up. So smart defensive play by the Firebirds.
13 seconds remain. 3rd and 8 from the Cactus Shadows 46. James Wade enters the game as a wide receiver. He takes that screen pass, trying to get a convoy in front of him. He will flag on the play as he takes it into Chaparral territory.
And probably going to be a hold on the perimeter there for the Falcons. Take them back and redo the down, and what would presumably be the last play of the half, but same thing. Firebirds doing a good job keeping everything in front of them.
That penalty is against Cactus Shadows, so they are moving on back.
Oh, offense pass interference. It's close. I was almost correct on it all right there, Jordan. 1 for 2.
You know you got the right team. So
did get the man. It means something.
Potato, tomato. You know. All right. So this moves Cactus Shadows way back to their own 31-yard line. Dixon has a great arm. I don't know if it is this great.
No. That is about as good as it would be.
You could see some creativity here from Steve Bellis. As Chaparral clock is running. And there we go. So halftime. As we head to halftime, it is 14-7 Cactus Shadows over Chaparral, but Chaparral getting the ball coming out of halftime.
Tell you what, that is a great job by the Firebirds defense, back-to-back drives there. And I think they're putting themselves in a really good position here, getting the ball for the second half, Jordan, to make this a football game. They're right in it. It is senior night. It's a good showing for the Firebirds. And if you're Cactus Shadows, you're fine offensively. You're moving the ball, you know, just fine here. Kind of clean up some of the play. And outside of that, I think the Falcons will be A-OK. Defense is flying around. But how about the Firebirds, man? I think defensively they cleaned up some stuff. Luke Lang and company making some noise in the first half.
Yeah, and you see a couple different quarterbacks for Chaparral moving the ball up and down the field. And it has been a very eventful first half. Again, a lot of youth on this Chaparral side, but as you have seen the season go on, you're seeing them get some experience. Let's throw it down to the field with Lexi Lambert.
Yes, I'm down here with Coach Dixon. Coach, your defense has really locked it down, and you guys have had some big plays on offense. What do you think your team's doing well?
We're moving the ball well. We're just not finishing. So we gotta finish. Once we start finishing, we'll be fine.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Coach. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, so plenty of action ahead of us. We've seen plenty in the first half. We're going to see a whole lot in the second half. the way that these two teams have played. Cactus Shadows up 14-7 at the half, but make sure to keep it right here for the halftime report with Jordan Spurgeon.
What you want to see on this drive? I want to see points if I'm Trace Kell, right? Want to see touchdowns, but to also prove that we can move the ball efficiently, which they did on their scoring drive.
And they're going to look to start that off with Seiji Haig back to return, as well as Jace Wilson on this opening kick of the second half. Cactus Shadows up 14-7 as we enter the third quarter. It's senior night here at Shaptown, as we are just ready to get underway here. Haig going to get the kickoff here. Nice little cut all the way up to the 26-yard line.
He almost sprung one in the first half. Made a really nice move to get upfield. He's been battling injuries all season long when the first games played this year. But here we go. Firebirds starting off in the second half.
And you mentioned some of the injuries that Chaparral has had to face this year. Already a very young team, but two of their top wide receivers have been out for virtually the entire year as well. There's been a lot that they've had to overcome. Some of their players started on the JVB squad and then are now up at varsity, as Haig gets a reception here for a short game.
So pre-snap, they start in quads formation there. Then they motion Williams across the field. That gets the linebackers to shift just a little bit. Numbers game 3-2. Had a couple stock blocks. Nice move by Haig. And a good first down play by the Firebirds.
Excuse me, Ryan O'Shaughnessy there on the catch. O'Shaughnessy in motion. Wilson finds a little bit of space, able to move the chains on second down.
And this is what we want to see, right? Just a little bit of balance with this Firebirds offense and just consistently moving, getting positive yards in. And one of those keys, get third and manageable. They've kind of failed to do that in a couple drives in the first half here, but this drive starting off good.
Trokey in the shotgun. Another carry here for Wilson. He's battling his way up, but short gain there. Good job by this Cactus Shadows defense.
And that's a player you want to get going. He has been the bell cow of this Firebirds offense through the first. It's crazy to say. This is game 9 for 5A. We talked about pregame. I'm like, through the halfway of the season, he's been the bell cow now. We're almost there. We're almost to the finish line of the regular season, but he has been the offensive MVP for this Chaparral offense.
Aiden Chambers led the charge on that tackle. Second down and 7. There's a little toss here to Max Mangini for the short gain. So little creativity there, but Cactus Shadows was sitting there waiting.
Yeah, Clayton Pfaff, number 40, the sophomore. Called his name a couple times today. Good shoestring tackle. That is a completed pass with that forward pitch motion. And if Clayton did not make that tackle, he had some room and some blockers in front of him. Nice play by that sophomore middle linebacker.
Third down and 6 for the opening drive of the second half for the Firebirds. O'Shaughnessy in motion. Trokey dropping back, rolling to his left. And not able to connect with Cruz Keith, who had a little bit of space in front of him.
That's tough. He did everything right. The freshman quarterback eludes pressure, rolling left, set his feet. He had the cross message, so that cross coming all the way across the field. Cactus Shadows defenders came up to try to stop run. He had him open, just led him a little bit too far. That's a win for the Falcons defense.
Good stop there by the Falcons. Braden Baker back to punt for the Firebirds. James Wade and Godfrey back. Baker boots it deep. Almost a miscommunication there. Godfrey comes away with it, goes to his right side, cuts back to his left. Couple flags on the play as he's got a little bit of space. He's moving his way up to the Cactus Shadows 40. But looks like this might be coming back.
Yeah, either a hold or a block in the back there on the return early on. He'll get Cactus Shadow's ball inside the 20. But you are correct, partner. I think both players wanted to return that punt there, him and Trey Peck back there. And could have been costly if that was a fumble. Excuse me, not Trey Peck back there. That's number 3, James Wade, also back there with Godfrey.
Wade is a top corner for Cactus Shadows. Had a big return as well. And let's throw it down to Lexi on the field.
Down here with one of the senior parents, number 616 Gage on Chaparral. So it is senior night, and you guys are honoring all your seniors. What does it mean to you to have your son play all 4 years here and now finish it out?
I mean, it's emotional. It's not just my son. I've coached some of these boys since they were 7 years old, so they're all my sons. And the thing about community, about our football program is, you know, they come up from the small side, and so seeing them all grown up and doing this tonight, it's going to be harder as the game goes on. Tears will turn on, but right now it's like, you know, we're just watching the game. But when that clock is 0, it'll certainly be tears.
That's for sure. And you guys were telling me a little earlier, this is your second son.
Yeah, 8 years in now.
Okay,
yeah.
So it's going to be a little bit more heartfelt and tear-jerking, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of like our identity's been football, and so, you know, that's ending. So it should be a little bit emotional. My other son's here, you know, out here for his brothers, so I think a lot of people feel that way.
And what are Gage plans in the future?
So he's going to do sports medicine. He hasn't decided what college yet, which, you know, it's early for that, but that's his plan.
Well, congratulations, and I can't wait for the end of the game and to see him finish it out.
Yep.
Thank you. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, shout out to the Porter family. Gage Porter, number 16, one of the many seniors being recognized tonight. And you can see what a full effort it is for the entire family when it is a senior night. As Dixon, short completion there, over to Daphnis, chugs along, picks up a couple extra yards.
Yeah, quick RPO to the outside there. Luke Lang, a nice fit running through his favor. But Daphnis, man, a couple of the plays, he is just running his feet, picking up extra yards. He hobbles off the field there after that catch. Hopefully he's okay. He had a monster play late in that first half, picking up 60-plus yards on a quick screen towards the field side. And so, like I said, he just hobbled off, and we hope he's okay because he's had a very good game, the senior H-back.
Yeah, very physical player here for the Falcons. 2nd and 5 from their own 27. 8 minutes left here in the third quarter. As they give to Konopowski. Again, met immediately, but he churns out a couple extra yards there. Gonna make it 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, gets a nice push from his beef towards the tail end. But Chaparral's front 7 doing a very, very good job. They've been stout pretty much throughout this entire game, and a huge credit to the second-level linebackers. I think they're doing a good job of run fits tonight.
And there's an injury on the field. So as we reset, Cactus Shadows up 14-7 here with the ball. 7:42 left in the third quarter. Been a very back-and-forth game, very physical. We talked a lot about some of the offensive players, but the defense has really stepped up on both sides.
Yeah, one of these defensive players that's down, senior captain Colton Kuhn, and another name who's been all over the place.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll catch you on the other side.
The Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona is brought to you by the Fiesta Bowl and Fiesta Sports Foundation, supporting Arizona youth, sports, and education.
Well, looks like some fun on the golf course. Sounds like Cody Cameron and Jordan Spurgeon has some fun on the links as well.
There's clips out there. I was the first one to shoot out of 10 people. I lost to Tori Lavola and Jay Feely, and I told those guys I need a handicap next year. 2 professionals. It's fun.
Third
times.
down as Dixon takes it himself, trucks a Chaparral defender and gets the first down. And we haven't seen Dixon tuck and run all that much, but he came up big here on 3rd down.
Yeah, we're seeing on this drive, too. They started this drive with the read option. He picks up 8. He sweeps around the right side. And how about that one? Just tuck it and go. Shows the power. Once again, you see him on the field, 5'10", 180 pounds, and he brings it. Just right there. The arm strength is there, but also finishing runs like he's a 220-pound running back. Runs through not 1, not 2, 3 would-be tacklers to move the sticks once again on 3rd down.
James Wade in the backfield. First time we've seen this from Cactus Shadows here with Donovan Dixon. They're going to run option, flip it to Wade. And Luke Lang was right there along with a couple other Firebirds for the tackle for loss.
Man, Jordan, that is so good. Skips towards that boundary side, and we talk about run fits where he squares up the tailback. Cactus Shadows ran the speed option to the boundary in the first half. This time, Chaparral outflanks him, and that is a tremendous job by the senior middle linebacker. I have been so impressed with this kid. Even with him being our player to watch before, he is lightening up. I really think this is one of his best high school football games that he's putting on the product on the field right now.
Certainly asked to do a lot here to try to contain Dixon. He's done a nice job as Dixon rolls to his right, overthrow, almost a turnover there for Chaparral.
Yeah, Dixon, one of the very, very few times he does not set his feet. I think he just kind of tried to rush that to try to fit that ball in to the soft zone right there, just a little errant high. The safety almost comes up with that. That safety, number 21 for the Firebirds there, Jackson Bowman, kid we've called a couple of times here, the junior. Almost comes up the big snag.
Big play here, 3rd down and 10 for Cactus Shadows. As a timeout is called by Trace Carroll, as he will bring his defense in. I think he recognizes could be a big moment here, big momentum swing, wants to make sure they have the correct matchup.
I give this to Trace. There's a couple times on some of these 3rd down situations where he's utilized a timeout. And yeah, you're going to have fans go, you got to keep all 3, right? In the back pocket, especially towards the second half. Hey, this is a huge play. It's 3rd and 10. You want to make sure that it is communicated throughout your defense exactly what you're doing, because that's where Cactus Shadows and a Donovan Dixon offense is really deadly. If you're not communicating and you miss one assignment, they will pop out and take it 64 yards to the house. So I think it's a good timeout by Chaparral here.
Well, we saw a couple 3rd and long conversions to start the game for Cactus Shadows on their opening drive. So Chaparral reset. 6:13 left, 3rd down and 10. Everybody back from the timeout. Empty set here for Donovan Dixon. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Low snap. He rolls to his right. Tries to get it to Cashin, and he will for the 1st down. And guess who brought Cashin for another big pickup?
Look at the sophomore. High point this ball. Gets open for Dixon as he screams across the field. Look at this. He's actually the outside receiver on a switch route. He stopped. I mean, that route was supposed to be kind of like a deep spot towards that boundary. He sees Dixon rolling. He sees open turf. He gets open for his quarterback. High points the ball. And we are talking about a sophomore wide receiver, Brock Cashin. What a play.
Yeah, a couple of these young guns have made some big plays here tonight on a Thursday night. Like we said, week 9 already. Not sure how that's possible, but we have Cactus Shadows driving now in Chaparral territory. Now 1st down and 10. Man in motion. Dixon looking downfield to Cashin. Cashin unable to come away with it, and a late flag coming in. There was some physicality there. Chaparral fans don't like the call.
Yeah, Falcons motion to quads there, flanking out the running back pre-snap motion. They take the one-on-one shot to Cashin. Tough angle from the booth here. I'm not sure. I think the back judge is going to get him on a hook. What is interesting about it is that sideline judge who up here on paper probably had the better view. He didn't throw anything. It's that back end zone judge who did. But regardless, we're not going to have a great booth here as we see the review. No comment. So play the 5th.
Well, the flag pushes Cactus Shadows to the Chaparral 30.
It's so tough to turn that off, Jordan. Defensive back by heart, so naturally just gonna side with the DBs.
Dixon rolling, throws on the run to Daphnis. Daphnis with a little bit of space and a great tackle there by Luca Ugenti.
Yeah, one of those new era triple option RPOs right there, right? So Dixon pulls it, but stays lateral behind the line of scrimmage. So you see him floating left and slings it. It actually looks like a lateral. It could be a backwards pass and a run for Daphnis, but regardless, an option to the outside, getting Daphnis the ball in space. I think Cactus Shadows, Coach Bellis and Coach Dixon have really done a good job with that.
8-yard pickup on that one, 2nd and 2. As Dixon unable to handle the snap, he gets it back, but big loss there as Chaparral was right there for the big sack there.
And there's been a couple, either mishappen or just kind of fired there. Yeah, I mean, Dixon hit him in the hands there. And I think he just kind of put his eyes up, kind of looking at whether that was going to be a read option. So he's reading, or whatever happened is errant, and the Chaparral front 7 comes up big, because that is a loss of 11 on that was a 2nd and short, puts him in a 3rd and long situation.
Jansen Carter had the final blow there. Cousin of Chaparral legend Devron Carr, nephew of Devron Carr. So a family affair here for the Birds. 3rd and 13. Empty set. Dixon rolling to his right. And he's going to tuck and run. Make a cut up field. Has the first down and more onto the outside. Gets hit a couple times before he steps out of bounds inside the 10.
So one of the very first times the Chaparral defense loses sight of Donovan Dixon. So they go max protection towards the field side. Donovan Dixon turns up against the grain, makes 1 to 2 defenders miss, bounces outside, moves the sticks, and gets plenty more. The senior NEU commit, making it happen.
Our Red Zone sponsor is in tonight's game is Phillips Law Group. Everything you need to win, including a Phillips. All right, so 6 yards out from the end zone. As some of the big guys are coming in for Cactus Shadows. Chaparral responds on first down with a huge tackle for loss there.
That's a wall of Firebirds. I would say that is winning up front right there for the Firebirds. Kind of another mishandled snap by Dixon. And the running back, a moment he got that ball, just got clobbered by the entire defensive line.
Eden Edwards leading the way on that big hit. Crucial drive here. We'll see if Cactus Shadows can finish it out. Dixon. He's going to Cashin, who's open for the score. But we have
whistles blowing here.
Yeah.
Hey, Jordan, he was wide open.
Not sure if it was a timeout, not sure if it was a penalty. Illegal man downfield. What a huge break for Chaparral.
I got to see this. I mean, this was just an easy pitch and catch, so I don't know if an offensive tackle or somewhere up front thought it was a run play, and they worked upfield, but Cashin was lost. I don't know if that was the corner just so inside there. We're going to get a replay from our booth, and yeah, I don't know if they're going to flag. Yeah, maybe one of the yeah, he works his way to the second level of center, and that is a no-no. That's huge because Cashin was wide open in the back corner.
Back to the 13-yard line. And a timeout. Cactus Shadows. And we're going to throw it down to Lexi Lambert.
I am down here continuing the senior festivities with cheer. I have Erilyn here. Can you tell me a little bit about what you guys are holding?
Yeah, so these are, it's our senior night. So our parents put up some little baby pictures of us when we went to dinner. And it's kind of just a little special thing we do to reminisce on our past and just being little kids and like bringing all of our memories back together as seniors.
I love that. And can you tell me your favorite memory here?
My favorite memory here is definitely winning back-to-back state champions for sure.
I love that. And I'm going to bump on over to Lexi.
Yes.
We have these lovely boxes in front of us that the seniors get to stand on. Can you tell me about them?
Well, it's kind of tradition. We've been doing it for a while, and then our parents all get together and they stencil it out and they make it for us. They paint it, and it's a fun little bonding experience for them, and it helps us stand out a little bit on the sidelines. And then we also have the pink lights around it today for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And then also we can put stuff inside them, so they're functional and cute.
And she has a lovely little message from her dad, because they all get together and make them with the other parents. And then Lexi, what is your favorite memory here?
I think my favorite memory is probably Nationals sophomore year. We had a really fun room, and it was just a big, great bonding experience, a lot of laughs, a lot of fun. So yeah, that was definitely my favorite moment.
Well, congratulations, you guys, on being seniors, and back to you guys in the booth.
Great stuff there, Lexi. Senior night always brings out the feels. As that pass was an incomplete, a penalty against Chaparral.
Yeah, that is brutal there, because I thought in the back half, that secondary for the Firebirds did really well. Jackson Bowman, who's been flying around in that Firebird secondary, almost came up with the pick. Unfortunately, roughing the passer is going to negate that play and going to be an automatic first down for the Falcons.
Man in motion for Cactus Shadows. They'll give it to Konopowski. Another big hit by this Chaparral front seven. And that was Nicholas leading the charge there.
They're doing a great job. You know, this Cactus Shadows offensive line, we highlighted them in the first half because they are very talented. They get after it. They work to the second level. Firebirds defensive line, they are putting up one heck of a fight. I think multiple occasions now, either tackles for loss or tackles right at the line of scrimmage. And they're winning at the point of attack, giving up quite a few pounds too, 30 to 40 pounds of some of those interior guards, and winning on the snap.
Dixon gets the snap, airing it out, just out of the reach of the receiver. That was Daphnis that he was trying to hit.
I know it's an incomplete pass. Might sound like a homer. That's a great ball. It's a great ball. If you're going to miss, you're going to miss backing outside on that corner to the field spot. You're giving your receiver target. The only person who catch it is him.
Exactly.
The only person, and he put it in the back pylon where it wasn't out of bounds either. It gave him an opportunity. And it's just those little things that tell you that, hey, this kid's ready to go at the next level.
That's 4 years of experience as a varsity quarterback.
Yes.
And that's what Chaparral's hoping with Ryan Trokey down the line. But Donovan Dixon showing what he can do as he rolls to his right, makes a cut on the inside, gets taken down inside the 5. And this sure feels like 4-down territory for Cactus Shadows.
I was going to say, put your head coach hat on, Jordan. What are you doing here? 4th and goal from the 3. You're up to it. So you kick field goal, makes it a 2-score game. But what are you going to do? High school football here. Thursday night football on CW.
I think you have the reigning 5A player of the year. If you miss, it's a long field for Chaparral. I think you go for it.
Yeah, you go for it, and you put it in the hands of Donovan Dixon, obviously, but give him an option. Maybe a rollout either side here. Let's see what happens.
Timeout. Chaparral. Really, Trace Carroll is getting his steps in because he bolted to make sure that one would get called before the snap. Don't miss a down of CW College Football Saturday. First, it's an ACC showdown with SMU at Wake Forest, followed by our Pac-12 game of the week, Toledo at Washington State. Coverage begins Saturday morning at 9 here on CW7 Arizona.
Trace Carroll with another big timeout. And I say that, once again, I think people are going to go, you're trailing, keep all 3, but I think he saw that tight bunch set towards the short side of the field, which is a huge indicator of maybe some play action rollout left, and just have all these crosses coming in. Donovan Dixon have the ability to turn the corner at any time too, punching it with his legs. I don't think Trace liked his defensive alignment. Better to be safe than sorry in this position there.
You can't take them with you.
Nope.
So heck of a time. Could be used at the end of the game, but heck of a time to go ahead and use it. Crucial 4th down. Cactus Shadows 3 yards out from extending their lead. Dixon drops back, feeling the pressure, gets to the completion, and that's going to extend the lead there. Zach Spielman on the reception, massive touchdown catch right there on 4th down.
I think what Cactus Shadows just did was just flip exactly their play. They went tight bunch to the field side, and they go fake toss with Dixon. He drops back just a little bit deeper, buys himself a little bit of time for that drag route. Spielman beats his guy, and Dixon puts it right in the breadbasket, leads his receiver, and a huge 4th and goal touchdown for the Cactus Shadows Falcons.
So they extend their lead to 13 right now, possibly 14 here in a second, but massive play there by Spielman, by Donovan Dixon, as that extra point is good.
I love that play call. I really think they flipped it. I think right before that timeout, they were going to run that to the left side. Same formation, just kind of tight bunch set. So what they call timeout, like, hey, easy flip. Everybody does the same thing. We're just flipping it. That play action toss doesn't do, I think on the outside looking in, you go, it's not going to do too much. You knew you were going to throw the ball. What it does, though, Jordan, I think it freezes the eyes of the linebackers. And when you have drag routes underneath like that, any type of motion or play action or anything to freeze the linebackers or freeze anybody's eyes, I think that's huge. Dixon buys a little bit more time on that drop back. Spielman beats his guy, and it goes for 6. That's a really, really good play design by Cactus Shadows.
I thought Chris Dixon before the game put it very succinctly. We can't eat the cheese against Chaparral. We can't take the trap. Look at the record. This is a much better team than their record. You go aggressive right there within the 5. Get that 2-touchdown lead rather than opt for the easy field goal there.
I love that phrase. Can't eat the cheese.
Short kick there right in front of Wilson. It goes out of bounds. That'll be a penalty.
Corey's kickoff goes out of bounds. A legal procedure penalty.
So pretty good field position there.
A lot of sideline reporters out here. I say sideline, excuse me. Sports reporters out on the sidelines. We have Kevin McCabe. I saw Chili out here. Adam Beatles out here. A couple other Brandon Huffman was here for the first half. Brandon, I just found out a couple weeks ago, we had him on our recruiting roundup, that he moved down to Phoenix a month ago, man. That's huge for the state of Arizona. Having Brandon Huffman here is great for Arizona high school football.
Absolutely. The biggest, baddest Bulls and the toughest Cowboys go head-to-head in the PBR Championships from Las Vegas. Hang on tight for all the action Saturday night at 7:30, only on CW7 Arizona. All right, let's see how Chaparral responds here. And the Cactus Shadows defense had that toss dead to rights right there as they were able to catch Wilson in the backfield.
One of their captains up front, Dylan Malone, 6'4", 250, puts his paws on Wilson and drags him down for the tackle for loss on 1st down. Dylan Malone, heart and soul of that defense up front, playing with the brace on that left arm too, still showing the violence. Nice play by Malone.
He leads the team in tackles for loss. Add that one to the pile as well. 2nd and 13 for the Firebirds here. Trokey gets the snap, slings it far side, taken down instantly. That was Mangini on the short reception.
It's just the Falcons have dominated the time of possession for so long now in those 2nd and 3rd quarters, Jordan. It's just, I don't think Chaparral's offense has really got in sync. And when you have a freshman quarterback like that, hey, let's be honest, is still probably gaining chemistry with his receivers out front. It's crazy to think that he would not to, right? All these game reps are so big for young quarterbacks, regardless of what classification is. He's only a freshman. He's still playing well. And guess what? Chaparral is still in this. They have the ball trailing 2. We have an entire 4th quarter coming up.
Yeah, true. All right, Cactus Shadows leading 21-7 here over Chaparral, but you know it's going to be exciting 4th quarter. Make sure to keep it right here.
Welcome back into the Fiesta High School Football Showdown, our aerial coverage brought to you by Sports360AZ.com for the most in-depth high school sports coverage across the state of Arizona. Head on over to Sports360AZ.com. Jordan Spurgeon down here at the desk. Lexi Lambert alongside the drum line right here with me. I've got Charlie down, and I've got the drums on. We're going to have some fun today, so Charlie's walked me through it. Okay. What's this song called we're going to play?
So this is a little drum cadence. It's called Stupid. We play it when the other team is about to hit a touchdown, and sometimes we actually change the outcome of the play. So
All right, let's go stupid. I'm here. Lexi's got the symbol. Who are you with, Lexi?
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
Kick us off.
Okay, ready, guys?
This is amazing. This is so good.
I think we're getting it. Charlie's queuing me up.
Spurs, let's go.
Okay, Lexi.
Yeah, Lexi crushing it. Oh, Lexi got a little overwhelmed. That was hilarious.
You got to commit, Lexi. Come on.
Okay.
I think Spurge was born for this.
I think so.
I played the trumpet in high school and then football and baseball as well.
Multi-talent.
This is a little different.
Those two are just
we're going faster now. They're testing us.
That's amazing. Oh, man.
Okay.
That's just so good, George.
You know, Jordan Spurgeon, Renaissance man. That's all I got to say.
Oh my gosh, it shows how much talent we have down there.
Truly.
You know? I mean,
we're just a couple of...
And Lexi on the cymbals killing it as well. I mean, how you feeling, Lexi?
Lexi looked overwhelmed.
Lexi's not feeling good.
She looked overwhelmed.
She's trying.
That is beautiful.
Lexi, we need you at like a 12, and you're at a 4 right now.
Oh, that is amazing.
Oh, man. Well, Chaparral here as Trokey tosses it to the outside. Ryan O'Shaughnessy, the senior wide receiver, gets a catch there.
I don't even know how we go off of that. That was
truly,
so good.
That's like the opening act's going to be stronger than the headliner.
Carrying us into the fourth quarter. All right, Chaparral down 2 scores. 10 minutes and some change here in the fourth quarter. To me, it's fourth down territory wherever you are 100%. Right now. This is still such a must-win. The next 2, I think if whether they win tonight, they win next week, I think either way, I think they punch their ticket in if they get a win. But how about tonight? If you're going to win, got to make some plays, get your playmakers the ball in space, and Jordan, they're going to have to take some shots downfield.
100%. Trace Carroll called Ryan Trokey a spark plug when he started practicing with varsity. I think they're going to need that here in a sec. A great play. Is that ruled incomplete, though? Incomplete. Man, that was a heck of an effort, even try to get a hand on the football.
I think they're going to call that complete.
They called it complete. Okay.
You know, there's the whole new, I don't say new, but the NFL rule of like completing the catch and stuff. I don't know what translates in the rule books, right, at all the levels, but it did look like he did catch the ball and had his 2 knees down on that. Then the ball squared out. Who knows? Regardless, it's 4th and 1.
4th and 1. They need a yard. Max Wagner, the senior, is in. Crucial down here as they give it to Jace Wilson. Wilson gets outside, has some space onto the outside. What a run on 4th down by Jace Wilson to put it inside the 10.
Jace Wilson showing the speed, the vision. Just watch this burst. One cut bounces right, another cut goes in. Tremendous play. We have a penalty down here. Cactus Shadows coaching staff, Jordan, was screaming at the officials to throw a flag, which I thought they were screaming for a pre-snap false start. Regardless, they're going to get a hold. And the way they're marking this, Jordan, from the actual line of scrimmage, looks like they're only backing it up 5-6 yards, which tells you that hold happened in the second level. So after he broke that, it held back. But regardless, now that takes away that long run from Jace Wilson, and it's a 4th and 5 now.
And you are facing another 4th down now. Trokey coming into the game. Freshman quarterback. Cactus Shadows leading 21-7 here. 9 minutes left in the game. Chaparral's going to have to find some magic on offense. Flag on the play. Delay of game.
I think they're going to get shot with the timeout previous.
All right, so Trace Carroll just took his last timeout of the half to save Chaparral from a delay of game call.
So once again, now I understand you don't have any timeouts left in the game. It could, come back to haunt them, but these are situations that, hey, they want to get communicated on the same page. You have a freshman quarterback out there. You're trying to relay so many different things for him. He's probably not making any pre-snap checks at the line of scrimmage. Hey, let's get everybody in. Let's get everybody on the same game plan, and let's convert this.
The other thing is, Trace Carroll was hired in the end of March. He had to put a staff together in a month in time for spring ball, and he talked about some of the things that they just kind of had to gloss over at times, and it really did try to, like, it affected some things that they're still ironing out. So, and we are here in the Santan Ford broadcast booth. Trace Carroll, Chaparral head coach, but he's been with Chaparral for a long time. He was an assistant back in the day. He was also a player back in the day as well, playing for Charlie Regal, an offensive lineman. There he is in his first year as head coach with his father, Mark Carroll, the PA announcer, just on the other side of this wall. 23 years as the PA announcer. Shout out to him. But Trace, an offensive lineman, class of '09. Actually, a high school classmate of the play-by-play broadcaster Jordan Ham here.
Oh, look at that.
As a crucial fourth down here, Trokey completes and converts. Max Mangini with the big fourth down reception.
And how about that play call? They go clear out with their ex-receiver and the inside slot coming from there, quick out right past the sticks. Great route by senior tight end Max Mangini, and they move it to the first down. Going back to Trace Carroll, and I love that you mentioned this with the coaching cycle. The last 2 years, the coaching cycle has been insanity with the numbers. He was technically ready to go in February. Because of that late hire, it was almost impossible to fill his staff. He's done such a tremendous job with the short amount of time he's had here.
Max Wagner in at quarterback. He puts his head down, gets close to a first down there as they're trying to manufacture not only a drive, but a relatively quick score to get back into this game.
And when Wagner checks in, you know it's coming. Either him or Wilson are going to run the rock. Wagner has yet to throw a pass in this football game. But guess what? He runs so darn hard, he's averaging about 6 or 7 yards a carry.
Second down and 6 for Chaparral. Jack Breida in motion. They give it to Wilson. Wilson, enough for the first down, but not much more.
Wilson, the ball carrier.
Looks like he's going to move the sticks, though. Wilson is slippery. He's done a really good job of kind of putting some defenders on skates and utilizing that speed, breaking through the second level. He's done a good job tonight.
And he doesn't have a first or second gear.
No, it's one.
He jumps in to that third, fourth, fifth gear by the time the ball is in his hands. So he's got some great bursts. An offer from NAU a couple weeks ago. Certainly more to come. As they'll pitch it to Wilson. He cuts inside, changes direction, trying to get upfield. Picks up 5 or 6.
Jordan, that might have been a touchdown-saving tackle by Malone on that backside. Del Malone, the left end, comes back into the picture right there and hunts down Wilson. There are a couple other defenders in front of Wilson there, but how about the effort played by the senior defensive end coming off the block as Wilson's kind of weaving back towards his way, not giving up on the play and making that stop.
We got Max Wagner back in shotgun, empty set. He'll slip through, cut to the right, avoid a tackler, and another first down for Max Wagner. Again, it's a matter of
the ball carrier.
There are a couple of options. Go ahead and stop it.
Well, it's a spread you out formation. They're in quads towards the field side. Simple stock block right there by the boundary. It's a numbers game. Got Hatford hat on the front 5. 5-on-5 there. Go find a hole and go pick up some yards. And like I said, Max Wagner really, truly is now averaging around that 8 yards a carry. Even when you know it's coming, he runs so hard.
Just outside of the red zone. Let's see if Trokey takes a shot here. Empty set for him. 6:45 left. Chaparral down 2 scores. He'll give it to Wilson. Good pursuit by Cactus Shadows. He's trying to find some space. Makes a great cut, but just too many Falcons in the backfield there. And it is a tackle for loss. Daphnis made the tackle, but he's already running off the field. I wonder if his hand got caught in a face mask maybe.
Catch complete by Wilson.
Somewhere in there. Hopefully Daphnis is okay, because like you mentioned, he came off the sideline previously on the offensive drive. He went back out there. He looks like he's going to be in pain. The trainer's running out to him. So hopefully Daphnis is okay. He is a top 2A player in 5A football. And good job by the Falcons defense. Even with all that cuts and going against the grain, they stay true and at home and make the stop.
Wagner out there now. Senior QB. We're inside 6 minutes, 2nd and 13. Wilson in motion. Wagner takes it, bounces it to the right side. Good open field tackle there by Cactus Shadows. That was Riker Crank.
It puts Chaparral now in a position, Jordan, where once again, you know it's 4-down territory. So this third and 6 play you're going to have right now, you could still run the football. The playbook is wide open right here. No matter what, as we trickle down, getting closer to 5 minutes here, got to put some points on the board, try to get the ball back. So timing is a little bit of a factor, but you have 2 plays to move the sticks.
Just outside of 5 minutes left in this game. Screen to Mangini. Mangini's going to throw it himself, and that gets picked off by Cactus Shadows. Falcons on the return. That was Tavion Johnson coming up big in the red zone for Cactus Shadows.
They had the setup because Chaparral had Max Wagner throwing that lateral there, and they had a wide receiver open. Unfortunately, the Firebird player got hit, and out there ball hawking, one of the captains in the secondary for the Falcons, Riker Crank. High points that pass, and a huge play by the Falcons secondary.
Penalty dead ball and sportsmanlike conduct against.
And we have a penalty here.
Yeah, it's sportsmanlike conduct after the fact, though, so will remain Falcons ball. Huge stop by Cactus Shadows.
All right, Cactus Shadows up 21-7. Huge defensive play here for the Falcons. We'll see if they can close out the game in the final 5 minutes.
Welcome back into the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown down here on the field for a quick game break. Joining me at the desk, Chili. Recruiting insider doing his thing tonight, so we got to get right into it.
Hey,
lots of high-level talent out here.
Yeah, there is. Hey, I love what Chaparral's got going on. What Coach Carroll has built over here, you know, trying to get bring that hype back, that momentum back that he experienced over here so long ago. Jordan Ham knows what I'm talking about. The birdcage was rocking early. I know it kind of thinned out on a Thursday night, but the excitement's back, and you know, a lot of these players, the quarterback Troy, I think that's somebody that we can really be excited about building over here. And they got some dudes. They got some dudes that can play, and I can't wait to see what happens down the line here 3-4 years.
And recruiting-wise, you know, Cactus Shadows, we've heard Cody talking about it, we've heard Jordan talking about it, we were talking about it off camera. Donovan Dixon, the comparison's obvious out here. Devin Dampier, maybe with a slightly bigger arm, but man, it's been fun watching him play.
Absolutely special ball player, and I know Cody's super excited because Donovan's going to go up there to his alma mater and really represent. That's a kid that's probably going to be there for maybe like 2-ish years, but once he hits that second year and takes off, I think he's literally going to take off. But Brian Wright got something really special over there.
Yeah, Chili, appreciate it. You guys can find him on X at JustChili for all the latest recruiting insights. He's everywhere, always traveling, always doing the things. Jordan, Cody, back to you guys up in the Santan Ford booth.
If you didn't know his handle, you can just look at Chili's sweatshirt. The master of branding, Just Chili.
How do I get
some knowledge?
How do I get a hoodie with Jordan Ham's face on it? Just go, I broadcast with the legend, Jordan. Oh, it's going to be Chaparral alum. Chaparral alum. I have to mention Chaparral defensively here, too. They have done, minus that 1 3rd down run by Donovan Dixon, they kind of popped off for 25+. They've done a good job. I'm not going to say he's balled them up. Donovan Dixon, two passing touchdowns and doing an extraordinary job on 3rd down of continuing drives. But Chaparral Firebirds, they have done a good job here tonight.
Yeah, you can see things starting to come together for the Firebirds, but Dixon has just been so good as he... Bad snap there. And Dixon throws it away.
Now that one's close. Is he out of the tackle box here, man, is going to be close. We have one ref who just threw it. The white hat's going to, and the white hat signals safety.
So, not going to call it a break for Chaparral because I think they caused a lot of that pressure. But now it's a 21-9 game. You're now in a situation where 2 scores all of a sudden.
Yeah, not much Dixon could do there. He actually does a pretty nice job of throwing that ball away. I guess they're going to say he was not outside the tackle box because he did get it past the line of scrimmage and out of bounds. They're still meeting down here.
Very interesting. Chaparral has their kick return coming out. Cactus Shadows still has their offense out on the field. Both are trying to maybe sway the referee crew here.
So the ball was on that right side hash here, left side if you're looking on your screen. Scott Hansen, the white hat, is going to make another call, I believe, or he's running over to Trace Carroll. They might bring this back and say he was outside the tackle box. If we get another look at this, I think there's a chance Dixon got that and threw that past the tackle box. Let's see. Well, we could tell from Trace's reaction. Trace Carroll is livid. So I'm going to assume they're going to wave that safety off, which means the white hat Scott Hansen overrid that side judge, which would make sense. Hansen has the better viewpoint from the back. Let's see. So it's an errant snap. So kind of, I think Dixon is just outside of it. It is really close.
It is
really
incredibly close.
So this will be 4th down regardless. If anything's been going wrong for Cactus Shadows, it's some snaps. That's about the 3rd or 4th super low snap that Dixon's had to field.
So Cactus Shadows needs to punt out of their own end zone. Looks like Chaparral's going to bring some pressure here. Gets the punt off. Very high punts. That bounces Chaparral's favor. And it gets down right at about the 22-yard line. So Chaparral taken over. It's the last race before the championship rolls into Phoenix. Don't miss the NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs live this Saturday from the historic track at Martinsville. Coverage begins at 4 right here on CW7 Arizona. All right, so Chaparral does not get 2 points, but they get great field position. Need a quick strike here as there is 3:10 left in this game, and you need 2 scores for the Firebirds. Trokey in shotgun, dropping back, looking for the end zone. Just a bit out of the reach, but a flag on the play. That was intended for O'Shaughnessy, or excuse me, Breida.
And Breida had him beat, just kind of skinny post through the middle of the field. And a pass interference penalty, so that's going to move Chaparral inside the Cactus Shadows red zone here. And still time, 3 minutes to go. No timeouts for the Firebirds, but a touchdown and an onside kick get. We have seen crazier things happen here.
Certainly, certainly. .304 remaining. Chaparral 12 yards out. Looking to get a score and will need some help to get back into this game. But they're continuing to apply pressure as it is a flip to Mangini. Mangini finds the end zone, and we've seen that play before, and they found a lane for Mangini, and he finds the end zone to make it 21-13.
Tremendous misdirection play here. Everybody thinking it's a strong toss to Wilson. Mangini comes underneath, shovel pass, gets the linebackers flowing the opposite way. Mangini cuts up against the grain and trucks his way into the end zone for a Firebirds touchdown. And guess what, Jordan? This game is flipped. We're going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct post touchdown against Chaparral, so that ball will get pushed back. That's actually pretty big, Jordan, because that means on the kickoff, that's going to be an onside attempt on the 25-yard line. Ooh. You give the ball to Cactus Shadows there. That's a tough one. That's a tough call for your defense, but major play by the Firebirds offensively.
Jake Nicholas set a huge block on that play as extra point is up and good. 21-14 now. Cactus Shadows with the 7-point lead. Just inside 3 minutes remaining.
And how about Chaparral never quitting in this game, even 21-7 after the interception near the end zone last drive. That defense still came out with some fire. When Spurge and Chili were talking, those first couple plays had Donovan Dixon on a read option, a handoff that they just absolutely stuffed to. We have mentioned that Chaparral front four winning the point of attack here in the second half. That is a huge reason why this is a one-score game.
And you look back to last week, I mean, they lost to Desert Mountain, a very good Desert Mountain team, 16-6. And it sounded like it was a similar, where it was just a grinded out type game.
That's what excites me about the 5A playoffs this year. Is I think we've kind of been robbed the last couple of years of 5A teams making the open, which I've been pretty vocal about this, where I don't think they're just going to match up well at all with a lot of the 6A teams. And they tell you that too. Conrad Hamilton has led Desert Mountain to the open back-to-back years, and he's like, guys, please, we want to play in the 5A. Like, gosh, don't serve us up to a Bassett or a Hamilton or LA Quick, right? So this year, we get all of them in one conference. That's why I'm excited. I think we're going to see some upsets.
Interesting special teams play here. Braden Baker, onside kick. We're waiting on the call.
Wow, that Cactus Shadows jumped on that ball. That was an amazing onside kick by the Chaparral kicker. I think a couple players flew right past it. Or they're probably going to get him for illegal touching too. Regardless, it will be Cactus Shadows' ball. But that is a heck of an attempt right there by the Chaparral kicking team.
Just right there.
I think they had a couple players fly past the ball. One may be a legal touch. That's just what White Hat Scott Hansen is going to say here.
Huge presence of mind there by Cactus Shadows to get that reception.
Yeah, we're going to have a legal touch in here. So we first down Cactus Shadows about inside the 40. Here's a replay of this. Look at this kick attempt. This is beautifully done. Set the walls, and oh, you know what? Maybe they're calling a legal block on number. Once again, I haven't read up on the high school news book. I don't know if you can't do that. I've never heard you can't do that because you're creating a wall. Regardless, Cactus Shadows did jump on that football.
Following tonight's game, be sure to stick around for Police 24/7, only on CW7 Arizona. Ride shotgun with officers for an inside look at law enforcement on the job. It's unexpected, intense, raw, and always unforgettable. Police 24/7 tonight on CW7 Arizona.
And we have an open invite for the Anthem Fire Department. It looks like we're going to get some content. 2 weeks for that Perry Basha game. We'll be
here we go.
Riding shotgun. That'd be fun, man. Go on a call from there. I mean, that is some serious work, being in the state of Arizona, being a firefighter.
It won't take long to show that I am soft. All right, here's Cactus Shadows taking over at the 25-yard line. Give it to Konopowski, who muscles his way inside the 20.
You know what that is? That is fullback dive. Love that. Coming out of an option wing set. Motion right at his heels. Donovan Dixon riding mesh. It could have just been dive all the way. Let the big boys eat up front. Picking up 7 yards here. No timeouts for Chaparral. So if you pick up this first down, this game is over, Jordan. Huge play. And that's the tough thing about the 15-yard penalty, right? I mean, the onside regardless of what you have, but you really put Cactus Shadows in a position here to close out this football game.
Yeah, they are sitting on the clock right now. 2:15 remaining. 6 seconds left on the play clock as they get set very quickly. Dixon calls his own number. Gets taken down for no gain, but hangs on to the football and can burn another 40 seconds here.
Yeah, so the inside the 20, Cactus Shadows kicker has about a leg of about 40. So right here, you're looking at about a 35-yard field goal. So Dixon just kind of drops back. And to me, that was going to be quarterback keeper all the way. Chaparral doing a good job of bottling up. After this play, Jordan takes 20 seconds off. Be about 40 seconds where Cactus Shadows is either going to kick the field goal or go, or they're just going to try to.
It's also 3rd down and 3, so they could convert here.
And that would be the game if they convert.
Dixon in the shotgun, Konopowski in the backfield. Dixon keeps it. Great defense there by Chaparral. That was Luca Ugenti on the tackle for loss. So now it's decision time for Cactus Shadows. You have to think they're at least going to just sit on this for a while, maybe even call a timeout with a couple seconds left on the play clock.
Yeah, not just a tackle there on third down to bring down Dixon, but that might have taken him out field goal range. Now you're looking at ball sitting at the 26. It's going to be very close to about a 42, 43 yarder. That range of that 40 to 45 window is pretty long. I agree with you. I think they're going to drain that, call a timeout. They'll be sitting around 35 seconds left. I wouldn't be surprised if Cactus Shadows tries to go for this.
Certainly, yeah. I mean,
I think that tackle brought him out of field goal range. So
yeah, that was massive to have the loss that it did. And then you also go into what if it gets blocked. You know, you could have a special teams play and even try to pin them, but there's a lot of things that can go wonky here. You probably want to put the ball in Donovan Dixon's hands. See what you can do.
The 21 points that the Firebirds defense are holding these guys to. It is, looking at these scores here for Cactus Shadows, Desert Edge held them to 19, Desert Mountain held them to 20, and that is it. I mean, they have lit up the scoreboard. 56 against Notre Dame Prep last week, 56, a 60 piece, a couple more 40s across the board for them. This is an offense that lights teams up. The Firebirds defensively have to be so proud of their performance. The defense that is littered with juniors, littered with class of 20.
Bunch of guys coming back. So the offense is coming back on the field for Cactus Shadows. 5 on the play clock.
Down, Firebird fans.
Low snap there from Dixon. Dixon getting pressured. Somehow escapes a sack. Will he get swallowed up? No, he airs it out. Incomplete. Burned a little bit of clock, but 25 seconds remain for Chaparral here. And that could have been disastrous if Donovan Dixon is not an absolute magician getting out of some of these tackles and sacks.
It starts at the low snap, and Urgenty just coming full go, blitzing off that side. And then Luke Lang, the name we've highlighted all game long, able to wrap him up, and Dixon shows the strength to throw that ball away. But he burns 10 seconds, and most importantly, Jordan, it makes Chaparral start on their 26. So they got to go 74 yards to tie this football game.
Big moment here for freshman Ryan Trokey. He drops back, getting pressured, rolls to his left, looking downfield. Big throw there, intercepted by James Wade of Cactus Shadows. If he gets down, this is going to be the game. As he's continuing to fight his way up to the 41-yard line. So James Wade, the cornerback, with the massive interception to seal it here for the Falcons.
The senior just ball hawking back there. There was 3 Falcons defenders in the secondary looking to high point that football. Unleashed bomb, and he tracks it down. James Wade with the pick and the sealed victory for the Falcons here tonight.
Man, it feels like I was just in a wrestling match with these two teams going head to head. And only imagine how both of these teams are feeling a hard-fought game here on both sides.
That's yours?
As Cactus Shadows actually has Gage Millard in, the backup quarterback, to take the knee. And the clock hits 0, and Cactus Shadows takes this one 21-14 over the Chaparral Firebirds.
And if you're the Firebirds, there's a lot to be proud of. I mean, defensively right now, heading back to the Apollo game, which was September 26th, this defense has played phenomenal, Jordan.
All right, so a win for Cactus Shadows. Keep it right here. We'll have our belt presentation and interviews. All right, a massive 21-14 win for Cactus Shadows. Let's throw it to Lexi Lambert with Chris Dixon.
Yes, Jordan, like you said, it was a massive win, Coach, but it was a little back and forth. How are you feeling walking away with this win?
Well, it was a trap game. We already knew it. It was Thursday night, and, you know, their record and everybody was, you know, took them lightly all week, and I kept telling them we're like a pack of rats right now. We're waiting for that trap, and we fell into the trap all night, and we got it done at the end. But our defense played well tonight. That's 2 weeks in a row that our defensive rose.
And what are you going to be taking from this game into the next game?
Well, just together, you know, we gotta start winning games the best way we can, and I thought our defense won this game for us tonight.
Thank you, Coach.
No problem.
Back to you, Jordan.
Here is a look at tonight's What a Burger play of the game. What a play, what a burger. Donovan Dixon coming up huge with a massive 60-yard completion. That set up the go-ahead touchdown to Kalen Conley on that big reception there. And man, what a back and forth game. You can see why Donovan Dixon, one of the best players in the state. NAU has to be stoked to have this guy coming up to Flagstaff. So much more here in post-game. Make sure to keep it right here on the other side.
The Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona is brought to you by the Fiesta Bowl and Fiesta Sports Foundation, supporting Arizona youth, sports, and education.
Well, you see the belt there earlier. Now it's time to get the belt to the player of the game, Lexi Lambert, there with the Fiesta Sports Foundation and the Gold Jackets.
And I'm going to let Grant take it away.
Hey, guys, on the road to improve to 5-4, week 9 for you guys. Played a heck of a game, both offensively and defensively. But at the Fiesta Sports Foundation, we can only give the belt to one player. And tonight, it's number 2. Dixon, come on up. Let's go, baby.
Congratulations. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh.
It's a little heavy. Congratulations. How are you feeling after this win?
I feel great. You know, it wasn't the prettiest win, but I'm glad we got it done.
Congratulations. Go ahead and go celebrate your team. Back to you guys.
I love that, Lexi. Great job, Donovan Dixon. Amazing performance tonight. You know, putting a bow on this game, Cody. It was really incredible to watch him tonight. But